fuel filter on a 2004 Volkswagen Passat, 1.8 liter engine, turbo, wagon, all-wheel, four-wheel, okay, Matic. So this is the story. It was leaking from here. Fuel filter is right here, and one of the clamps here broke, and then it started leaking from here. As you can see, it's a different type of system than what they sell from the parts. So I got one that's pretty similar, but it's not the same setup that goes with this. You see that piece right here, and then goes up. So I think I'm just going to cut the line and then put a braid in it and connect it with another line, and do the same thing for the back. As you can see, here's the gas tank right there, and the pump is inside the gas tank. So I may not be able to record everything, but I'll try to record the most important parts of changing this, like how much gas comes out, and I'll let you guys know. But right now, the first thing I did do was I opened up the gas cover, open up the gas cap. That's the first thing, let the pressure out. All right. The next thing you want to do is you want to go over to your fuse box panel right here on the driver's side of the car, okay? And you want to go look inside your, for me, as you can see on my card, it's number 28 right here. So you would find that as a reference on your fuses, which looks like it's here. Okay, so I'm going to try to pull that out and then try to start the car and see if it starts. And it should run out of fuel, so this way you have no more fuel in the engine going through the line. So when you pull the line apart, you're not going to have much gas that's going to drip out. Okay, so this is the one that I took out right here, the third one from the bottom. Okay, and now I'm going to start the car and see if it shuts down after a while. Okay. Let's see how long it takes for it to shut off. Wow, that was quick. Okay, boom. I don't know if that does much or whatever, but what that does is that stops the pressure in the line. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And then I did those two options first. Okay, I got a bucket here. Okay, here's the filter. What I'm going to do is, because this clamp is extremely difficult to remove, I'm going to just cut it. Either way, I can't use it anyway, because what I'm thinking is the filter I have is not like this. I need to add hose to this. So I'm just going to cut it up by right past the clamp with a knife, and then I'm just going to braid it with another hose and then connect that hose into the new filter, because like I said, the new filter I have, the needle comes out this way, the pin, and there's no way that I still need more line. So I have no choice. So I don't know how it's going to work out in the sense of how much gas is going to come out. I don't think much, because obviously as long as the pump is not running, it's not going to do anything, but there's still going to be obviously gas that's going to run out. So here's my knife. I'll try to take as little as I can off. See, now I'm probably hitting the metal where so I got to go a little higher. I'm hitting the metal where the actual fuel pump goes into. Now I'm cutting the hose. Okay. Here comes the gas. Okay. Not too bad so far. Okay. This is how much gas is coming out. As you can see, not much, just drips. Same thing with this guy, and cut him here, because what's the difference? So I'm taking my knife, okay, and I'm going to cut right here. As neatly as I can. Watch your fingers. This is the rest of the gas in the line. This is how much gas you're going to get. This is coming probably from the engine now, coming down from the engine back into this is going to the engine from the back of the car. So let that pour out. Should stop after a while. So here you go, this is how much, and now it's starting to slow down. I hope. I just got to keep my finger on it. No, of course it will slow down. Let me keep cutting it so I can get this off. Busted. Okay, that's it. Okay, I cut the 2 lines. Okay. There's some gas in the filter, not much as you can see. Never bypass the filter. In other words, you can actually just connect these 2 pipes together right here. If you had an emergency and you had no choice and you had to get somewhere and whatever, you can just get a coupling and connect these 2 together and it would work fine. But after a few months, you would have a problem because there's a lot of junk that goes into your from your tank into the engine, and that's the sensitive parts. That's why the part I bought was $11, and it doesn't hurt to. You have to do the right job, even if you're gonna get rid of the car. Okay, so here's where we're at. Remember, the arrow on this right here, as you can see, the arrow that faces this way goes towards the engine. Okay, so the flow is this way. Now you can see where I am. It would be perfect if this goes, but this is the front. So obviously, look at the tube, how short I am, and I can't connect it. I mean, I could, do one of these. Well, you don't want to do that. It's just not right. So I'm just saying that it's by the way, it's the same fitting, 5/8 or whatever it is. I have to make sure I find out what it is, but it's the same fitting that was on the old one. So that's the hose that I'm going to buy now, but it goes in here facing this way. So you can see that I need to have this piece long enough where I can actually get it to loop around long enough, get a coupling in here, and then loop it long enough to wrap around and then come in. And then the problem is, not problem, but the same thing for the back. This goes here, and then I need a piece to go long enough around, wrap around nicely, and I go in here. I guess make it work. I'm not worried about the clamp. I can always figure out how to, screw this in and zip tie it and whatever. So I'm not worried about that at all. It's just a matter about buying the pieces now. I have to buy braided hose. They say the best is use fuel line because it is pressure, because the pump is pushing from the gas tank, not sucking. So you shouldn't just use any rubber tubing. I mean, it's worth it to spend a few dollars more on the right thing. And then don't use plastic pieces, get brass. And I'll be back with, I'll keep recording once I get the parts, and I gotta go get what I need. Okay, so here are the 2 filters. Here's the old one I took out, and you can see it's completely different than the one that I bought. I picked up this one. It's just a regular standard filter. It was $11, $12 with tax. This is the box from AutoZone. Okay, that's the part number right there. And like I said, it's 10 times better than just bypassing it and just not putting a filter at all. This would be fine, especially for an old car that I'm not going to have forever. But you can see it's completely different. This is just a regular filter. It doesn't have to be for anything special. I found that it was actually for a Ford. It was $12. This I got at Napa. They called barbed coupling. This is going to go into the hose just like that. And then I got these clamps here from Home Depot. Just regular ring clamps that I'm going to try to get 2 on just to be safe on each side. And with these parts, I should be able to do my job. You may not have time to watch this whole video because, you just want to get to the point. So you can fast forward all this and just get to where I finish. But some people, if you want to watch it from the start, or you just, want to see exactly how it's done all from start to finish, you just watch it. So this other one went up a little high, but it's no problem. That's why I left them very loose to come down. So now I know it's not easy. I don't have another person holding the camera, but as you can see, the 2 clamps are here that I told you, and now I have to loosen this one. You want to make sure that you don't put the clamp too far above the barbed coupling, otherwise it will clamp the rubber hose without anything behind it. So in other words, if you have the barb, if it's hitting the barb coupling, the clamp, then you can tighten it as much as you want, as long as you don't strip the threads on the clamp. But if you just put this clamp too high and it's just clamping the rubber, it's eventually going to squeeze off the rubber, and then you're going to stop your flow. So I don't want to have to come back here, so I am going to make sure that I tighten this very well, because the last thing I want to do is turn the car on and then come back and find out that there is a leak because I didn't tighten this up enough, because these are particularly hard to access. I'm going to get these two on here, and I happen to have a beautiful day today out here. My God, it's almost 50. January 21st, 2017. Now they do sell at the store black 5/16 hose that looks just similar to this, but it's not rated for fuel, and it's like $1.75 a foot, where this is like $5 a foot. So don't be cheap and get that one. Make sure you get the one for fuel, because there is pressure that goes through these lines, but not only about the pressure, but also gas that runs through. It does eat up certain type of materials, you know, so you don't want to, you know, put cheap stuff, do this kind of job, and all of a sudden, you know, it eats through a pipe or something. There's the clamps with the barbed clamp. Now comes the part with the filter. Okay, so now the way it looks like half should be just fine. So I'm just going to cut this hose, the one that I bought, in half. It should be more than enough. Half, and then half in the back. But, you know, you just want to make sure, so, you know, you want to put it in there to see how it's going to go. I guess the best thing would be, probably this would be better to wrap it this way, because it has to now loop around, and you don't want it to get pinched up, so you want to make sure that it's has enough room and all that. So maybe to go this way, so you don't want that to happen. So you want to go like that, and then see, and forget about letting it go now to the gas tank. Now you want the wire to go and run this way. Now before I do this one, I'm going to put oil on here and try to open this up a little bit, and maybe with a bigger Phillips screwdriver, and see if I could make the hole a little bit bigger, and with just some WD-40, I mean regular oil, just a couple of drops, and let this make sure it goes in all the way. See how it works out. Okay, put a little hydraulic oil, and now I'm putting the rest of the tubes in, clamping the rest, and look how easy it goes. Just with any kind of oil, not WD-40, but just regular oil, you know, or even car engine oil. Okay, and look, there's the coupling. That's what the trick was. I should have done it up there, but it's all right. It went in fine. All right, so here's the clamp. I'll find a way to clamp it in. I might have to just drill something or put a tie around. Okay, so now you see that's it. Basically, that's, of course, it has to go. Still not easy. Still not. I might have to make my own. I have to drop this. It can't actually go into the way it is. Believe it? I actually have no choice but to bring it out this way. So this way it can make a bend. Okay, as you can see, it's temporarily in. I'm going to put the fuse back in and turn the car on, and then come back and see if there's any leaks, and if not, then I'll just install it. So let's do that. Put the fuse back in. So that was number 20. Okay. Right here. And that was number 28. Okay. That's going to work the gas pump now. And now, let's see how long it takes for it to go through the line. Okay. So my wife's car, so it has the Tinkerbell mobile. Starting it now for the first time. Okay, hold on. It's got to get the gas. Okay, give it some gas. Okay. Alright, so the main thing is that the actual system is working. I mean, you know, there's no leaks. Okay? That's the whole point. Okay, that's the oil, that's why that's wet. Nothing here. Okay, so far so good. It shouldn't leak. And that's it. So now I'm going to shut the car off. I'm going to tighten everything one more time. Just going to give another turn on everything before I put it back up. And then I'll reinstall it. Alright everybody, so I'm back. And this is the way I have it set up. Looks pretty good, right? From here. Okay, so the way I got it. I'm just going to show you a quick trick in case you run into this. Every situation is different. Obviously, I hid the wire on the top. The intake that goes to the front of the engine, and this one comes from the gas tank. And so now it's a little lower. So as you can see, the clamp was supposed to be tied in together right there, but the bolt broke. Essentially, what made this thing start to leak. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill two holes right here. Not too much. This is not heavy. It doesn't need to be. You don't overdo it and strip it. Okay? Now as you can see. Okay, so it looks like this. Okay? That's pretty much what it looked like. Just a quick fix. Like, you know, instead of putting a bolt through, just the screws went right through. You could see the screws not touching anything. There's a line above it, but you could see it's not hitting it or anything. Okay, so now that's done. And now what I did was I also got, just to make things a little neater, always, I love zip ties, but they can't be used everywhere, but they're going to be used here. So I got it right here. Okay. And boom. I use black. Hopefully you can hide. Okay. And I'll put one more. And hopefully this will make it stable. You'd be surprised how little gas it needs to go in. But anyway, that's the job. And that's it. So if you guys wanted to, you know, let's say, you know, fix your gas filter, you know, everyone shows you how it's done, but there's always going to be something you run into that you'll be like, oh, this video doesn't match mine. So this one may not match it, but just the point of showing you how I put it back up with sheetrock screws and, you know, did things a little differently, you're going to find that similar when you run into your own situation. So that's one way to get it done, and the car runs great. And then who knows, probably saved about, I don't know, 150, 300. You know today how things go. People blaze you left and right. But all right, it was fun. It was good. Takes a little more work recording all this because, you know, it's easier just to do the job. But if I could help out, you know, I learned the trick of taking out the fuse and also opening the gas cap from watching the YouTube videos today. So give them props. So hopefully I can teach you guys something that you would learn. But thanks for watching. Okay, take care. Till next time. Peace.